Hello YouTube, I'm David with the David West channel. Well, today I wanted to work with the only two Moras that I've ever bought. These two right here. One of them, not that one. This one is 6 years old and it's got a lot of wear and tear on it. And this one's only 2.5 years old, something like that. But I went ahead and broke down and bought a new one this morning. I ordered it from Self-Reliance Outfitters, Dave Canterbury. And I think I went ahead and ordered the powder blue, something I could see better in the shadows. So the knife itself was $15. I went ahead and elected to go ahead and let them put a 90-degree edge on there. Although I've replaced the 90-degree edge on these several times, but I wanted to, hopefully they're doing it like a machinist would do it, and it's going to be a really true edge. So that was $4, $15 for the knife, $4 for the 90-degree edge, and about $8.30 shipping. So the total price was $27.25, and I'm expecting it to get here in 4 or 5 days, which would be Friday. But I'm not going to abuse those. Whenever I get a new Mora, I sort of baby it and don't give it any rough treatment, at least until the newness wears off of it. So that's the way I'll be doing that one. Let me show you a few little Mora ignitions. Some of the things that I won't be doing with the new knife. And we'll hold this part of the video until the new knife comes in on Friday, and then we'll do something with the new knife. We'll take a look at it. What I most want to look at is how symmetrical that grind is, because this is the 2.5-year-old knife. When this one came in, it had a normal grind on this side, and this side was way too short, way too shallow. It wasn't steep enough. So I ground and I ground and I ground and I worked on it until I finally got that ground right, and still it's off a little bit. So, but this was like a $12 knife with prime shipping off of Amazon. So I thought surely 2.5 years later I can order one of those $12 knives and it won't have that same problem. And you know that I ordered that thing and it still came in with the right grind on this side, and it was way too short on that side. I sent that sucker back. So you know, when Dave's knife gets here, you know that's the first thing I'm going to look at to see if the grind is symmetrical at the point. Now, this knife and the one that I sent back had a symmetrical grind until it got up to about that last ½ inch. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of ignitions with the Mora. And once again, I want to tell you that any tinder that you saturate with wood ashes will become a coal extender. It's just going to sit there. What I want to do to sort of drive that point home again, saturate it with wood ashes and give it just a little spark. And that spark will not go out because these ashes, somehow, I don't know why it does it, but the ashes won't let it go out. It'll just sit there and turn into a bigger and bigger ember. And if I don't get to it in time, it'll just completely burn the ash. So let me show you that. Now, if you want more information on this technique, I have a ashed tinder playlist, and I will leave the link to that in the description. You can do things now with ash tinder that never could be done before. Never could somebody take and just put a little spark on a piece of cotton fabric and expect that that cotton fabric would keep on burning, and in fact you could enlarge it into a big enough ember to ignite tinder. Never could you do that before. Now you can do it with solar ignition or a little spark out of the fire. And let me show you that. We'll get a little spark started on here and just let it sit, and I'll show you how it just keeps on smoldering away. Just my little 3-inch keychain ferro rod. Alright, that has started in 2 places. If that ash wasn't on there, it would immediately go out. Watch how it just sits there and just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Alright, now the next thing, let's go ahead and ignite some of the pine needles with the ferro rod. I hope you can see that. I don't want to set it. Let's ignite some pine needles. See, now I won't be doing this when the new Mora comes in, because even this wrecks that 90-degree edge eventually. It went back out. Yeah, I keep a 90-degree edge on these. Sometimes I break out the side grinder and grind it back down smooth again. Good night. These pine needles are acting like they're damp, which they stay under the house. I mean, you could tell there's some dampness in there. Look, that's just going to sit there and completely burn up if I don't use it beforehand. All right. Let's check out the 90-degree edge on this one. Yeah, these pine needles are damp. If you'll notice, I pretty much use pine needles a lot through the summertime, and in the wintertime I use leaves right off the ground. So let's go ahead and use that to ignite some pine needles. I'm going to wave it, it'll be quicker. Now waving, as opposed to blowing on it, is constant air. So I usually like to blow on an ember in the tinder bundle just to get it started, get it good and hot, and then wave it the rest of the way to flames. And let's see, we can take this off the table now. Let's see if we can cast some sparks off the spine of these Moras. This is something else I won't be doing to the new one, because you can see how that would wreck a 90-degree spine. I do like to put some tears in it. It gives it more threads for that spark to catch on. Let's see. This can take a long time to make it catch a spark. Let's hope today is different. Let's give it a try. Now, if you have to wreck your 90-degree spine, try to scrape sparks off of that corner of it. It'll still leave this corner for you to scrape wood and fat wood and stuff like that. So if you have to wreck it, wreck that opposite side. There we go. Those pine needles are damp. Well, let's try the other spine now. Let's try this one. See what we can do with it. Yep, got two of them lit that time. All right, last thing I want to show you is I wanted to fire roll some of this jute twine. Just bought it at the Walmart for $2. And I want to use the handle. And why this fits in with the video is because on my new Mora, I'm not going to be getting the handle all saturated with ashes. So once again, we'll do it with this one of the old Moras. Let me get a board. I'm not going to be able to do it like I do cotton. Let me get a board. Should work now. We're good. All right. All right, y'all. I hope I got some good video. I'm really looking forward to my new baby blue Mora coming in on Friday. And we'll give it a good try out. We'll catch you in a few days.